My favorite weapon in the DLC is the Survivalist's Rifle. We find this rifle in the duffel bag near the body of Randall Clark. The Survivalist's Rifle is a unique variant of the Service Rifle. It is significantly better than the Service Rifle, having a damage of 48 compared to a damage of 18. That's 30 more damage than your typical Service Rifle. That brings the DPS of this weapon up to 187. There are all sorts of wonderful quirks about this gun. If you look above the magazine on the rifle's right side, we find a star along with the words, "Property of U.S. Government Checkpoint, Carbine 12.7mm caliber." Above the trigger, we find the words, "Long Branch Arsenal, Ontario, U.S. Territory." On the stock of the gun, we find two words. On one side of the gun, scratched in English, we find the word "stop," and on the alternate side, we find the word arrête, and I'm probably mangling the pronunciation of that, but it's a French word which means stop or halt. All of this tells us that this is likely Randall Clark's personal weapon, not one that he found here, because from his terminal entries we learned that he went to Canada as a U.S. soldier during the occupation and annexation of Canada in Fallout lore. That would explain why the word stop or halt is written in French on his weapon, and why in his terminal entry he expresses disgust at what the U.S. did in Canada. The most unique thing about this weapon is if you try to aim with iron sights, the forward sight is bent out of line with the rear channel on top of the carrying handle, at first making it harder to aim. It looks like the little notches in the front are off to the left a little bit, and so it's confusing. Do I move the point of the weapon to the right to put the enemy between the two little prongs, or what's the best way to aim this thing? Well, to use it correctly, just place the enemy at the very top of the rightmost prong when using iron sights. If you align that prong with the body of your enemy, you should hit him every time. Now, this isn't a mistake. This isn't an error in the weapon's mesh. This was intentional. When doing research, I learned that Joshua Sawyer, one of the developers of the game, chose to have this sight bent to convey decades of use and wear. It has clamps on the foregrip. The wood itself is mismatched, made from furniture and other places. Sawyer said that the Survivalist either couldn't or didn't repair just because he adapted to using it as it was. Perhaps at one point in the past he tried to affix a scope onto the weapon, which ended up bending the iron sights, and then after he removed it, he just got used to using it as it was. After learning how to use the iron sights correctly, if you aim at the right front post, it ends up not being that big of a deal. I actually really enjoy using it this way.